How tall are you?
I am like 5'8".
You had the growth spurt early.
I'm the kind of girl who, even today, if you give me laddus, I'll have one laddu in one hand and one laddu in the other, and I'll eat two together.
I feel you. I'm also half Bengali, half Konkani. I don't understand people who say कि कुछ भी चलेगा.
But we were never being taught to be curious. We were always being taught not to be curious.
I used to imagine कि एक दिन ना मैं कुछ बड़ी बन के इस स्कूल में आके स्पीच दूंगी कि ये टीचर्स कितने बुरे थे. Listen, your mom seems to be the real hero of this story.
She's my backbone till today. Anything goes off at work, in personal life, with my kids. In her own subtle little way, she just like still helps. It is tiring, it is exhausting. And आप उस situation में तो कर लेते हो.
And you're exhausted.
For saying yeses at places that you didn't want to say yes to. For saying things that you didn't believe in.
People pleasing. Hi Ghazal, welcome to chapter 2. Thank you for coming, and I'm very happy that you're here because you're the epitome of chapter 2.
Hey.
You had a child and then you started this brand and rose to where you are. But really thank you, really excited to chat with you today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, I'm so excited. Girl-to-girl conversation doesn't feel like a podcast recorded conversation. Genuinely, I'm looking forward to us talking and just exploring each other.
मेरी actually काफी healing Ghazal has happened through other people's life journeys. लोगों की कहानियों में ना आपको पता चलता है कि अच्छा सबकी लाइफ में कुछ ना कुछ हुआ होता है before they reinvent or before they rise, and that kind of is the human cathartic consciousness that I feel has helped me heal. So that's the kind of hope for the audiences watching, that they get something out of it.
Yeah.
And it can be different for each person what they get out of the conversation.
Yeah.
I know everyone introduces you as a shark, this entrepreneur, this founder, but अगर आपको ये सारे टाइटल्स हटा के अपने आप को सिर्फ इंट्रोड्यूस करना होता, माइनस mother of so and so, wife of so and so, founder of this brand, all of this, तो आप कैसे करते हैं?
बट आपको पता है ये सबसे डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है, बिकॉज कई बार जब आप खुद से भी ये क्वेश्चन पूछते हो आपको आंसर नहीं मिलता है. बट आई हैव एन आंसर बिकॉज आई वर्कड ऑन दिस. आई थिंक लास्ट 2 साल में मैंने बहुत कोशिश की है अपने आप को अपने आप से मिलवाने की वापस. क्योंकि जब लाइफ बहुत तेजी से चल रही होती है ना, तो कई बार आप खुद को ही भूल जाते हो.
बिल्कुल.
इन एन अटेम्प्ट टू बिकम हु यू वांट टू बिकम.
बिल्कुल.
तो आई थिंक मैं जैसे खुद को भी इंट्रोड्यूस कराती हूँ. व्हेन आई लुक एट माई सेल्फ इन द मिरर, आई एम Ghazal. I'm not Ghazal Sahni, Ghazal Alagh, whatever. Both are my names, but I'm Ghazal, an artist who loves to paint, a person who loves to live every day to the fullest, and जिसको खुश रहना बहुत पसंद है. Like I think मेरे लिए वो एक like that's the center around which I move. कि चाहे मैं हूँ, चाहे मेरे आसपास कोई भी लोग हैं, कुछ भी हो रहा हो, आप वो छोटे छोटे मोमेंट्स कैसे ढूंढेंगे which make you happy? How do you find that calm when everything around you is chaotic?
Yeah.
Is very very important.
Yeah.
And I think किसी भी situation में अगर वहाँ पे गजल होगी तो वहाँ पे calmness और खुशी होगी. Is how I would like to be known, is how I introduce myself to myself when I'm in front of the mirror.
I love that. I love
बहुत
that.
छोटी सी चीज़ है, because जैसे आपने बोला चैप्टर 2 मेरे लिए ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल था, बिकॉज उससे पहले वाली गजल और उसके बाद वाली गजल बहुत ही अलग थे. उससे पहले वाली गजल वाज अ कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर, हैड डन कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ फॉर 5 years. उसके बाद अपना चाइल्डहुड पैशन था जो पेंटिंग करना, उसको एक्सप्लोर किया, आर्टिस्ट बन गई. I was exhibiting, I was selling my works nationally, internationally. I was living a very happy, calm life. मेरा chapter 2 with Mamaearth started after I became a mother. Agastya की वजह से, my elder son. And after that, my life just changed. And मैंने जो अपने बारे में explore किया, और मैंने explore किया I think 3-4 साल के बाद जाके, जब मैंने realize किया कि अच्छा this is another side to me. How I've been living or building the business. मैं aggressive भी हूँ, मैं पैशनेट भी हूँ, एंड टाइम आने पे मैं लड़ भी जाती हूँ. And now I'm at a phase where I'm combining the both of them, being inclusive and saying that life is actually a balance of both. It is a balance. It is chapter 1, chapter 2, and maybe then later chapter 3, chapter 4 coming together. to make you the person that you are today.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be more accepting of different versions of me that I've seen in the last few years.
Wow, that's so beautifully put. You know, this hustle that you're talking about, like बहुत ज़्यादा hustle होती है, and especially जब आप अपना brand शुरू करते हो.
You would know you're going through it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
और लोग बोलते हैं hard है, and I mean, in comparison for me, relatively कुछ भी hard नहीं लगता है.
हाँ.
जो मेरी life में हो चुके हैं चीजें, उसकी वजह से relatively अब कोई भी problem ऐसे problem नहीं लगती है. मुझे happy problem ही लगती है, क्योंकि I'm just like, हाँ रोज तो ऑलमोस्ट नहीं वर्क करेगा और फिर फाइनली रात तक इट विल वर्क. यही होता है, कैसे ना कैसे chaos के थ्रू ऑर्डर आ जाता है. But you know what I find amazing and very interesting about you is that I want to know this chapter 1 of you, this girl in her early life. Where did you start? आप कैसे सोचते थे? आपके क्या ड्रीम्स थे? अच्छा, was your dream कि मेरी comfortable life हो, मेरी शादी हो, मेरा एक बच्चा हो, और फिर वो बच्चा होने के बाद जो आपकी लाइफ में thoughts आए, what was that journey like, and who was that girl before you became this girl, which now I feel is good parts of both sides?
Yeah. पहले तो your chapter 1 like is when I realized what a courageous woman looks like in person, in reality, right? I think हम बड़ी बार बोलते हैं सबको एक अपने आसपास कि यार you're very brave, but I feel that statement is incomplete. आपने किसी की story सुनी, आप उसके basis पे बोल रहे हो you're very brave is one thing, but when you see something happening in front of your eyes and you see the courage and the face, the way you faced it, like that was courage getting personified, at least for me. And I don't know if I would have been able to do it or take it as much, but kudos to you.
Thank you.
And this chapter 2 is turning out to be amazing. All the very best for it.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, hats off to you for braving it all. I mean,
Thank
I'm
you.
not a very huge fan of this word brave.
Me
but
too.
It is. I
detest this word strong and brave because it has such a pressure with it.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people tell me that, you know, you're so strong.
But you know, courage is different. Courage अपने साथ एक vulnerability लेके आता है, because जब तक आप उस vulnerable situation से overcome नहीं करोगे, आपके अंदर courage to then come out and say, I'm going to own my narrative. I'm going to own who I am. Doesn't matter what has happened in the past. Like, and to get over that is where you need courage. And to be courageous, you have to go through so many battles. Ups and downs, आप रोते हो, आप vulnerable होते हो, आपको नहीं पता होता उस time पे कि what is it on the other side that I'm fighting for.
Yeah.
But you're still at it.
Of course.
You still make an attempt, right? I've seen a lot of people, they just give up.
I think it's just about, I think human beings have this really beautiful quality, and that's why I feel when people often say this to me कि मैं होती या मैं होता तो कैसे होता. I feel like करने वाले कर लेते हैं. जिसको भी करना है ना वो कर ही लेता है, because if you have the desire to live and if your life is important to you and the thing that आप जो पहले बोल रहे थे, I really live by that. अगर मैं किसी छोटी बात को लेके परेशान होती हूँ आज की डेट में, it's almost like I have an out of body experience telling myself कि you're never going to be 33 again.
Yeah.
Stop crying over this. ये तुम्हारी लाइफ का एक दिन है.
Yes.
It's a day in your life. It's a gift.
Yeah.
And I truly feel you're not unlucky unless you are on a hospital bed, you can't walk, or you have been diagnosed with a life-threatening disease. तब तक आपको रोने का अधिकार नहीं है. If it's not out of your choice.
Yeah.
अगर आप चॉइस से कोई चीज करते हो और फिर रोते हो, वो वाले लोग मुझे समझ में नहीं आते, which has become majority of people.
Very common.
But coming back to you, because I want to understand your journey and your growing up years and how you became who you became, essentially.
So I come from a very simple family, a big family, joint family from Chandigarh. मेरे पापा, ताऊजी, चाचू, हम सब इकट्ठे रहते थे. After that, I have 5 buas.
Oh wow!
So like a big family. Always like grew up with a lot of love around me. At least मुझे ऐसा उस time पे लगता था कि सभी तो प्यार करते हैं, दुनिया बहुत अच्छी है. तो that time Ghazal was the kind of Ghazal जो बाहर playground में हमारे घर के बाहर एक बड़ा सा पार्क होता था, उसमें झूले लगे होते थे. तो so carefree and so safe कि खेलते खेलते अगर थक गए ना तो पार्क में ही सो गए.
Oh wow!
Right? And Mama has come out of the house trying to find me, and then she would see me in that park sleeping. and she would pick me up and bring me back home. Like, I think pehle 5-6 saal, there was the Ghazal that I remember. School mein, again, a very good child, an all-rounder, good in studies, good in sports. I was the artist of the school. मैंने कभी downside देखी नहीं थी till I was in, हाँ, जब तक मैं 5th, 6th class में थी. And then I think I was in standard 6 when family disputes at home started happening between the brothers. And they decided to split the wealth or whatever. And that was a life-changing experience for me because मैं तो सबसे प्यार करती हूँ और मेरे ताऊजी भी उतने important है जितने मेरे चाचू important है या जितने मेरे पापा important है मेरे लिए. And मैंने तो हमेशा इस family को as one family देखा है. तो जब इन 3 भाइयों के बीच में लड़ाई हो गई, they were kind of not speaking to each other, and then I saw my father crying one day, right? And as a young girl, आपने अपने पापा को हमेशा एक बहुत ही strong spirit है, like he's the protector. He's the protector. He's the backbone of the house, and he can make others cry, but he doesn't cry, right? मेरे दिमाग में वो वाली image थी उनकी. So when I saw him cry for the first time, मैं उनके पास गई, मैंने बोला पापा क्या हुआ? That was the first time he ended up becoming, you know, he became slightly vulnerable and he spoke. He had a huge respect for his elder brother. वो उनको अपने पापा की जगह पे रखते थे. And when things didn't go well, it wasn't that I've lost wealth that made him cry. It was that I've lost a relationship that I valued a lot. And for me to see him like that was troubling. And I remember that was the first time I became a rebellious kid. मैं जाके लड़ रही थी, ताऊजी आपने ऐसा कैसे कर दिया, आपने क्या बोला पापा को, और मुझे पता भी नहीं क्या हो रहा है. And then it took me a few days. Mama got involved. I saw her, she needed to go to the market to sell all her jewelry because unfair split of money, and none of us knew how to put in ration in the kitchen for the next meal. Or
that bad.
Business पे क्या होगा, क्योंकि कुछ भी नहीं मिला था. 80% of the wealth is what he took, and what he gave dad was the debts, the properties that had a lot of debt, the business that had a lot of debt. So I think in that moment, पापा भी थोड़े घबरा गए होंगे कि यार इस चीज से कैसे बाहर निकलना, because we were a well-to-do family. We were not like, we had certain respect as a family within that small town. Everybody knew us. So suddenly, like being slightly upper middle class and then going to a level where you don't know कि यार खाना कैसे मिलेगा या kitchen में कैसे खाएं, like बहुत बड़ा gap था. And I think mentally it took us some time to adapt to that change. But that was also the first time I saw my mom very strong for the first time in so many years. I always knew that Papa is the strongest one in the family. But when Papa was down, Mama stepped up.
Yeah.
She was like, I will take control. खाना कैसे आएगा? क्यों होती है jewelry? गए पूरी अपनी jewelry, like wedding jewelry, and like as women we have emotional attachment to some parts of our like own things, right? उन्होंने सब निकाल दिया, वो पैसे लेके आए, उन्होंने पापा को दिया, उन्होंने बोला जाओ वापस अपनी शॉप पे डालो, we'll figure it out. I still remember. This is the only line दी, हम संभाल लेंगे, we'll figure it out. And I think that for me was a life-changing moment. That formed the Ghazal that grew up for the next years. Yeah, from that, you know, little carefree girl who was just doing whatever she wanted and acing, like teachers are praising you, sports mein you are good, you're fit. Not very pretty, like very tall, very fat,
really?
Very bulky. But मुझे हमेशा लगता था कि मेरी intelligence is far more important than how I look.
It's hard to believe that you weren't like the cutest girl in school.
No, never for the longest period of time.
Oh wow.
I was always the misfit.
Okay.
Because जब height wise बच्चों को खड़ा कराते हैं class में, तो it was like all the boys and the girls coming together, then all the boys because they were taller, and then comes Ghazal because she's the tallest.
How tall are you?
I am like 5'8".
5'8".
And then I still wear heels.
Yeah.
So at any point of time, I'd be 5'10". And now I own it.
Yeah.
Now I own it. But back then, it was one thing
you had
that
the growth
troubled
spurt early. Yeah, I know.
Always a tall girl. Always. Like if the average height of the class was this, I was always this. Hamesha. So, and I was fat. I used to eat a lot. Like the way my mother has trained me.
का खाना बहुत अच्छा होता है.
तो पहले यार इतनी प्रॉब्लम है ना, तो पंजाबी हाउस होल्ड से आओ, पहले तो आपके मम्मा पापा आपको बोलेंगे कि खा बच्चे बड़े हो रहे हैं ना, तो ये भी खा, ये भी खा, ये भी
पराठा खा, मक्खन लगा.
उसके बाद आप थोड़े से बड़े लगने लग गए, ओ ये तो मोटी है, then they'll be like, अब ये नहीं खाना, ये नहीं खाना, ये नहीं खाना. Like I still remember my first like love-hate relationship with food happened जब कि मैंने अपनी plate बनाई और उसमें से रोटियां उठा के चली जाती थी कि बेटा ये नहीं खाना, just one roti for you because you have to lose weight.
Oh, sad.
Because you're very fat.
Huh.
But I'm glad she did that because at least I had some awareness of controlling. I'm the kind of girl who even today, if you give me laddus, I'll have one laddu in one hand and one laddu in the other, and I'll eat two together.
Of course.
Either I'll not eat or I'll eat two together.
Yeah.
Right? But then moderation क्या होता है, discipline क्या होता है, how to balance.
Two extremes also create a balance. I believe that.
100%. That entire thing where she picked up, because I have a romantic relationship with my food. I love food. I live to eat.
I feel you. I'm also half Bengali, half Konkani. I don't understand people who say कि कुछ भी चलेगा.
है नहीं, तो मेरे लिए भी दाल मखनी और पनीर बटर मसाला और लच्छा पराठा, being a Punjabi.
So I've lived in Ambala, you know.
Very close to
Very
Chandigarh.
close, and the khana in Ambala is just
crazy. The
that
chola
deluxe dhaba
bhaturas
and all. लोग आते हैं, my mouth is watering. वहाँ पे normal naan is a butter naan is a normal naan, and a butter naan is two naans mixed with butter
overflowing
in the middle. Oh God, it's just heaven.
Yeah, so. But yeah, after that, like 10th, 11th, again, we were rebuilding our financials and it took us some years, 4, 5, 6 साल लग गए. उस पूरे के पूरे phase में मैंने देखा मम्मा पापा कितना struggle करते हैं. Every money was being utilized very calculatively. कितनी सारी चीज़ों पे give up करना पड़ता है. I remember like I was in grade 9 and I came back home and I told mama, I said मेरी क्लास में ना मेरे सारे friends के पास बड़ी गाड़ी है. तो हम मारुति 800 में क्यों जाते हैं? तो मम्मा said a very simple thing. मम्मा said गाड़ी का काम बेटा आपको पॉइंट A से पॉइंट B पे ले जाना है. वो तो हमारी गाड़ी भी करती है ना. अब वो बड़ी हो गई तो भी उसने वही काम करना है, वो छोटी हो गई तो भी उसने वही काम करना है. आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि आपके पेरेंट्स फिलहाल यही अफोर्ड कर सकते हैं. बट या लाइक उस टाइम पे दिस लेसन गेव मी लाइक द फर्स्ट इम्पोर्टेंट लेसन ऑन हैविंग योर ओन मनी to be able to make your own decisions.
Most important lesson.
Yeah.
It should be taught in schools. It's not taught.
How to settle, how to adjust.
Yeah.
मेरे को तो ये वाले words याद है while growing up.
Yes.
बेटा compromise करना पड़ता है. Like school में, and this is not my mom talking to me. This is my teachers talking to me. You're a girl, Ghazal. You'll have to compromise at a lot of. And क्या compromise हो रहा था उस time पे? I deserved a seat. But क्योंकि दूसरे बच्चा who was a boy and उसके parents आ गए थे and they put in a word to the teacher कि ये वाली seat मेरे बेटे को दे दो. My teacher is coming to me and saying कि I know you deserve it, but आप आज पीछे बैठो, ये आज आगे बैठेंगे. I wasn't okay with it. I said it's my turn. Like why should I give? And as a बच्चा, like ज़िद्दी बच्चा, whatever, you don't even know the repercussions of what you were saying or asking. And she just scolded me. She said, Ghazal, आपको ना याद रखना है that you're a girl. आपको बहुत कॉम्प्रोमाइज बनाने पड़ेंगे लाइफ में.
What? How old were you?
This is like grade 8 or 9. Grade 8 or 9. So like still I could understand what she's saying. But
it's not something to be taught to young girls.
And then I went back to my mama because I was upset. And मैं अपनी मम्मा के साथ शुरू से हमेशा हर चीज शेयर करती हूँ. Whatever, like मेरा दिन में क्या क्या हुआ, in every little detail she'd always know. Even today, she always knows. I was telling her, ma'am ने ऐसे बोला. Then she said, it's not okay. She wrote a note in my diary for the teacher. Usually diaries में ना teachers note लिखते हैं parents के लिए. She took my diary, she wrote a note for the teacher. उन्होंने कुछ तो लिखा उसमें and she said, just give this to your ma'am. And when I showed it to my ma'am, she next day gave me that seat back. Wow. And उन्होंने ना बड़े simple words में लिखा था कि you asked Ghazal to sit on a back seat when it was her turn to be on that seat. So she deserved it. आप उसको ये सिखा रहे हो कि even when you deserve it, you don't get it. I don't think that's the skill that I'm expecting the teachers to teach my child.
Wow. Listen, your mom seems to be the real hero of this story.
I think she's the reason for who I am today in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. She's my backbone till today. Anything goes off at work, in personal life, with my kids, with my husband, with my friends.
Therapist at home.
The first person that I call, and not for answers, कि बोल दिया ना तो ठीक हो गया.
Yes.
आप हो ना, मैंने बोल दिया, ठीक हो गया. बस मैं ठीक हो गई. I'm not expecting you to guide me, give me an answer. But in her own subtle little way, she just like still helps.
I love it.
Yeah.
But speaking of husband, at Varun se kab mile? When did that start? What's your version of your love story? सबका अपना अपना होता है. Like the man always has a different version and the woman always has a different version. So what's your version of?
Yaar, बहुत ही simple. Like I don't have a very romantic story around how
arranged
we married. Huh?
It was arranged marriage?
Yeah.
You guys had an arranged marriage?
Yes.
Oh, I would never expect that seeing y'all the way y'all are in public. I've hung out with you a little bit and it seems like two people who really fit together and belong together.
It was an arranged marriage. So Varun ki bua is my neighbor back in Chandigarh. Still is. And मैं कैसे बोलूँ, वरुण कभी-कभी आता था उनको मिलने के लिए.
हाँ.
And I used to stay. We had seen each other. Okay, हमने देखा हुआ था एक दूसरे को. कुछ नैन मटक्का whatever also was there, but nothing beyond that, like nothing at all.
No hi hello also.
Nothing.
अच्छा बस
Nothing.
registered
Just like
दिमाग में.
Acknowledging के हाँ you're visible. We are seeing each other. That's it. Not seeing, but okay.
That kind
registering each other. And then like I was still very young. She just came home. She approached my parents. She said, उनको ना एक ही चीज क्लिक करती थी कि ये भी लंबा है, ये भी लंबी है, ये दोनों साथ में इकट्ठा अच्छे लगेंगे.
बहुत अच्छा क्लिक है पर it is very hard to find.
It is. That was my biggest fear.
It's very hard to find tall men.
Yeah, it is. It was my biggest fear when I was in that age, and मैंने मम्मा पापा को बोला हुआ था देख and biggest fear was not for the man. Biggest fear was I'm not going to stop wearing heels.
Fair.
I was too career focused, at that time. I was very young. I was, when I got married, I was 25.
25?
Yeah, but when this conversation started happening or whatever, I was still 22, 23.
Wow.
Very career focused. Not thinking about marriage, not thinking about personal life. So 10th ke baad, 11th, 12th, as you have to do, you're very good in everything. So non-medical and eventually engineering is the only option given to you by your parents.
Same.
वही तो करना है और कोई option नहीं है. तो वही वाला career path choose किया and I hated it.
Dude, same.
Grade 1, like
I hated studying for engineering and I hated studying.
And I still ask this question a lot of times to my parents also, to Varun also who's done engineering. मैंने बोला जो आपने +1, +2 में पढ़ा आप कहाँ use कर रहे हो अभी?
I completely agree.
I understand that physics or chemistry, but it's applicable for certain careers. Only. Very small careers and very few people opt for that. जो हमने बाकी सब कुछ किया, engineering की पढ़ाई and like where am I implementing it in real life today? I'm not.
Yeah.
We would have been better off if we would have learned something which was more practical.
Life skills.
Life skills, business skills, like how do you, for example, curiosity was never a topic. And अब पता चलता है कि यार curiosity को भी ignite करना पड़ता है. It's a muscle that you need to build. Yeah. And once you're able to build that muscle, it helps you in so many fronts. It helps you learn so much about so many different things. But we were never being taught to be curious. We were always being taught not to be curious.
Yeah.
तुझे क्यों जानना है?
हाँ.
है ना?
Yeah.
तुझे क्यों पता करना है कि वो ऐसे क्यों घूम रहा है?
Yeah.
This is how it is done. Like I still remember those statements which were told to us, and they were like, so like education in India is broken. I think the only thing that our Indian education system teaches us is discipline. Owning
Ratification. मैंने इतने रट्टे लगाए मैं पूरी किताब बोल सकती थी पेज 1 to page 100 कौन सी इमेज ऊपर है नीचे क्या लाइन लिखा है ये ऐसे करके जाती थी मैं एग्जाम के लिए. अब कुछ याद नहीं है मुझे. और 100 on 100 आए मैं भी टॉप कर चुकी हूँ. 100 मार्क्स आते थे. रट्टा. I have ratified maths.
Achha, I could never ratify things.
Oh, I could ratto maths. I could ratto digits.
I was always in ICSE board. ICSE board mein na examination is objective. So it's either you have to solve and you get marks agar final answer theek hai. So it was either a 0 or a 1.
Yeah.
So I multiplication tables ratta kiye the. They still help.
Yeah, they still.
But that's the only thing.
Everything else.
Nothing else. My son, he goes to international IB school now back in Gurgaon. यार उनके करिकुलम में ना zero ratification है. I am so happy with it.
It's very good.
I'm so happy with it. And उसको बहुत जगह पे problem होती है क्योंकि जो हमने रट्टा करके सीख लिया and we were able to do those calculations faster, वो logic से करता है. तो he's slightly slow at a few places, but उसके basics इतने clear है for that reason, and I love that. So I'm so glad कि certain part of education system is changing, but overall जो अभी भी हमारा सबसे बड़ा board है, which is the CBSE board, that needs to go through like a transformation. It needs to be more relevant education than education just for the sake of it.
And teachers need to be hired better. Teachers need to be paid better so that better quality people take up those jobs. Because
but
I had so many issues with teachers growing up that I used to imagine कि एक दिन ना मैं कुछ बड़ी बन के इस स्कूल में आके speech दूंगी कि ये teachers कितने बुरे थे. This is all I used to think of when I was in school. Obviously, some were good, but majority were like you're saying. Women were gatekeepers of patriarchy, and if you were a girl जो थोड़ा सा question करती है या societal norms challenge करती है, तो फिर तो मुश्किल ही है. हाँ, तो वरुण जी की एंट्री है.
हम भटक गए ना थोड़ा सा.
हम चंडीगढ़ से घूम के अंबाला पहुंच के गुड़गांव भी आए हैं.
Yeah, so I was saying कि वरुण की बुआ was my neighbor and उनको लगा कि ये दोनों लंबे हैं, ये दोनों साथ में अच्छे लगेंगे, तो she came home and she brought Varun's रिश्ता to my parents. And of course, Varun was like the ideal boy. Engineer,
tall, good looking,
working with a large FMCG company, doing really well, settled. So everything was good. But मेरी requirement ना सिर्फ एक थी मम्मा पापा के साथ, दो थी actually now that I think of it. One was कि मैं heels नहीं छोड़ूंगी and second मैं दिल्ली नहीं जाऊंगी. Okay? तो heel वाला problem तो यहाँ पे solve हो गया. But मैं दिल्ली नहीं जाऊंगी. Two of my buas used to live in Delhi and Delhi is so big and so chaotic and there's always so much traffic. और मैं चंडीगढ़ से इतनी साफ सुथरी प्यारी जगह, आप घूम ही नहीं सकते वहाँ पे. Everything is so well planned. The only city that I used to hate was Delhi. I'm sorry, I know I'm from Delhi and I'm saying this, but no, now I don't love it. We moved to Gurgaon. यार वहाँ पे ना अगर आपको एक जगह से दूसरी जगह भी जाना है ना, it used to take your entire day. And when I was working with NIIT, I'd actually stayed in Delhi for about 15-20 days for my training. तो मैंने वो थोड़ा सा दिल्ली एक्सपीरियंस किया था और मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगा था. मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि यार सारा कुछ बहुत दूर है, एक मीटिंग के लिए मुझे जो है पूरा दिन निकालना पड़ता है. माई प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑन अ डेली लेवल गोज डाउन. सो देन जब ये रिश्ता आया, मम्मा पापा ने मेरे को बताया भी नहीं. दे वेंट टू दिल्ली, दे मेट वरुण के पेरेंट्स. उनको काफ़ी अच्छे लगे, लाइक माइंडेड पीपल, पंजाबी फैमिलीज, सिमिलर वैल्यूज. हाँ, उनके लिए टिक टिक टिक. Then they came back, they spoke to me about it. I still remember I was telling my पापा को मैंने बोला आपको पता है ना मैं किस स्टेज पे हूँ अपनी लाइफ में. आपको पता है that I am very very career focused. I have to do these 5 things. तो आप अभी शादी की बात कैसे कर रहे हो? And I was upset that you're bringing this topic out to me. And then for a few days he kept quiet. I think he knew कि छोड़ देता हूँ with the thought. Let her mull over it, right? But I'd seen this boy.
Parents are very
It wasn't like I didn't like it.
Like him already.
I was like, yeah, good looking. अब तो families भी अच्छी है, पापा को भी पसंद आया ये वो. But then I was still in a big doubt that I don't want to take this call for myself right now. So then a lot of things happened. Then Papa just one day said कि देख बच्चे, अगर तू मुझे trust करती है, अगर तुझे लगता है कि मैं तेरे लिए ठीक decision ले सकता हूँ, तो give it a chance. At least meet.
Wow.
And I think when I met Varun, which was arranged by our parents at a particular location.
Wow, yeah.
Proper traditional ways of doing things, ना? कि हाँ आप दोनों यहाँ पे जाओ, माउंट व्यू करके एक होटल है चंडीगढ़ में, वहाँ पे इन्होंने टेबल बुक कराया था 1 घंटा.
Only 1 hour.
Only 1 hour, right? And I was like, चलो ठीक है. पापा गए ड्रॉप करने. Varun was waiting there. It could have been
cute.
filmed, right?
Cute.
Very awkward, very odd, even like for me at that point of time, because मुझे कभी लगा ही नहीं था कि ऐसे शादी होगी. और उस time पे भी I went. I said ठीक है आप बोल रहे हो meet. I will just meet. It was scheduled for 1 hour. We ended up spending 4.5 hours.
Wow.
Together. And I don't know, like हमारी conversation इतनी real, it was so real, and it was coming from a place of honesty that conversation, that single conversation, that first meeting of 4 hours changed my perspective towards marriage.
Wow.
And Shadi is just an event. It's just a day in the rest of our lives. We are not giving up on anything. We are just saying अभी तक हम अकेले कर रहे थे, अब हम साथ में करेंगे. And I think that changed my perspective towards him, because I never expected that
Wow.
out of a boy that I'm meeting for the first time.
It's rare. But clearly
Maybe
the
better.
right person entered, not just changed your mind about the possibilities that could have opened, but you all in fact opened a possibility together. I also run my business with my brother. Family के साथ काम करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. I feel brother sister में इतनी लड़ाइयाँ होती हैं. I can't imagine what goes down with husband and wife. तो वो जो लड़ाइयाँ हैं, उसका क्या solution निकाला आपने?
लड़ाइयों का कोई solution नहीं होता. लड़ाइयाँ होंगी. लड़ाइयाँ is healthy. See, लड़ाइयाँ कहाँ होती है? When two different point of views come
And control.
and you are not able to decide, like control on who's going to take the executive
take this call on this particular.
Right? So I think हमने भी कर करके सीखा है. Being parents in real life actually helped, because when you're parents, they're also you're dividing and ruling, right? How do you bring the entire family together? Who takes what ownership? Splitting of bills, etc. So we were already doing that in our personal lives. When it came to work, you're absolutely right. कि शुरू के 2 साल everybody is doing everything. Right? It's more like ये छोटा सा cult है जो कि इस brand को बनाएगा.
सब generalist है.
सब generalist है. सबके point of views है. अब किसकी चीज कैसे सुने, कैसे बात करें, and all of that.
हाँ, we are there.
Yeah. So at that point of time, I think what we did was we took on roles. We said ऐसे तो नहीं चल सकता, and we can't be fighting every day, because उस time पे इतनी भी maturity नहीं थी कि यार काम पे लड़े हो तो घर जाके नहीं लड़ना है. तो काम पे लड़े हो तो आप घर जाके भी लड़ रहे हो, आप बात नहीं कर रहे हो, आप गुस्सा होके सो रहे हो. All of that started happening for us as well. So then we decided that okay, when it comes to, because I was so paranoid on the product, on the quality, it was a non-negotiable for me. So I said product, R&D, quality, community, because they were so emotionally attached to me. I said, all of this bit is mine. This is a non-negotiable. I can't give it to you. Then he said, okay, if this is yours, then business and sales, I will take care of. We said, okay. Now in these two fronts,
which is the most boring part. Business and sales ले लो. Even it's kind of similar split to the other. like, हाँ ये तुम करो, मैं ये कर दूँगी.
वही तो है. Like it is
both
the essence, right?
Both are equally important.
And we also like this. I felt so strongly for the product piece कि अगर सारे on paper hygiene checks, quality checks stick hai, but I'm not feeling something for it, I'll not launch that product. There was something that I was bringing to the table, which was that motherly feeling, saying if I'm not happy or excited about using this product on my child, I will not launch it in the brand. He, of course, knew sales and channels and digital marketing far more than I did because of his work experience. So I think वो compliment हुआ. So then we decided कि ठीक है, we can have point of views on each other's work. We will share that, but executive decision gets taken by the person who's in charge.
So
and that is the one thing which we are following even today.
पर तो भी ये split करके भी कुछ तो होता ही है.
अभी भी
मेरा भाई तो घर भी छोड़ के चला गया है 1-2 बार. हमारी इतनी लड़ाई हुई है कि he has just said मैं घर छोड़ के जा रहा हूँ. like कहाँ जाएगा? 1 घंटे बाद I called him and said where are you? He said I'm just roaming around in Bandra.
Yeah.
I said आजा वापस. You need to figure this out.
But I think what we have done is we've हमने ना problem को और person को separate कर दिया. I think ये वाला issue आता है when you say that okay, this is the problem, you're not able to take a decision, and then you link it to yourself. Right? कि मेरा point of view है, मेरी बात आप नहीं सुन रहे हो, मेरे idea को आप negate कर रहे हो.
हाँ.
Just keep it to कि ये idea है, मेरे से आया है, ठीक है.
किसी से भी आया.
I have actually trained myself to have a short-term memory instead of a long.
Yeah, forget.
I just couldn't do it because I'm the kind of person जिसके साथ कुछ होगा, फिर वो ना I can't forget it. But इस problem में ना वो वाला issue नहीं होता. So I trained myself that okay, between Varun and I, इस intent हम दोनों का same है. To grow the company, to do what's best for the business. Now we have different kinds of ideas. We can bring it to our egos and say, this is my idea, this is your idea. Or we can test the ideas. What does it cost for us to do experiments? And very early on, we recognized that our digital space में actually experiments करना या ideas check करना या ideas vet करना is very, very easy.
Yeah.
It is not expensive. 5,000 rupees on per idea, and you can actually get to know what are people responding the best to. So we made it all about data-driven decisions instead of how we are feeling about it. Now, even within the organization, when our leaders come together and they have different point of views, तो सारी conversation जो है, like कोई भी leader meeting room में ये नहीं बोल सकता आके कि I feel strongly for this. You feel strongly for
What
this.
is the data?
Bring 3 data points to support. Bring 3. And you choose. What are those data points?
Amazing.
आप decide करो आपको कैसे vet करना है, आपको कैसे choose करना है. मतलब we have built so many digital tools now onto our website कि for example ये भी decide करना होता है ना कि यार ये face wash launch करना है, इसको मैं pump में करूँ या tube में करूँ. तो हम दोनों packaging की pictures डाल देते हैं website पे. At any point of time there are like hundreds of people scrolling through the website. It just pops up on their screen and our consumers are so fabulous.
They tell you.
So fabulous. They will click and they will tell you what they like.
And I think लोगों को Shark Tank बहुत पसंद है और you as a shark बहुत पसंद है. So I think so many founders are coming out of India. Every young person wants to start their own brand. I meet so many people who are like, brand start करना है, किसी के लिए job नहीं करनी है. So let's do a quick few questions on what a potential founder can or cannot do if they are pitching to Ghazal.
Okay.
Okay. I think the first question would be, what are the 3 things a founder shouldn't do if they are pitching to you?
Like I said, not bring data.
Not bring feelings, but bring data.
Yeah, like not bring not data together. I should say that. I think never works. Being honest and vulnerable, I think, is the biggest quality a founder needs to have. Because your business is going to go through so many ups and downs. If you're not vulnerable and if you try and portray confidence in a fake manner, it's just very visible.
Yeah.
And that tells me कि कितना feedback accept कर सकते हो या नहीं कर सकते. So very, very critical. And third, I would say having a strong purpose.
क्यों करना?
For me,
the why.
Yeah, because when it gets tough,
Why
your reason of continuing to go, like even when you have a very strong purpose, na, sometimes it becomes difficult.
It's hard. It's hard only.
Like why, right? And you will feel कि यार job was better. इतना सिरदर्दी नहीं लेना चाहता, लेनी पड़ती. Yeah. Why am I losing so much money early on? Or why is it so slow? So I feel that having a broader purpose, knowing why are you doing what you are doing, is very, very critical. अगर ये 3 चीजें अच्छी हो ना, और आपको, I more importantly say, if the person is good, then that idea or some other idea, they will ensure something works.
So you saying
and those are the kind of founders that I back.
Business में नहीं invest करते हो, founder में invest करते हो?
नहीं, मैं business में भी invest करती हूँ.
But अगर दोनों में से एक में priority है,
मैं बंदे में invest करती हूँ. I will invest on the founder. Which seems to be
largely what most sharks and VCs do.
Like even with underneath, Kusha and Vimarsh, you'd be surprised. It took us 1 call each to bring this team together.
Wow.
I bring in the money, Kusha brings in her passion, Vimarsh brings in the execution. 1 call each. And we were a team. No paperwork. That is how we got started.
Wow.
Everything happened later. It was just that I knew Vimarsh was very hungry and fierce. And he had run a business before, so his basics was very strong. Kusha brought in so much passion.
And she's so
really
good with the content. Yeah.
So for me, like bringing this team together was
easy.
Like if not them, then who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like shapewear market is small. It will eventually grow, but it is small in India. And we were kind of saying that, okay, we are going to educate people on how to use this category, which is what the brand is doing.
You have to start with the education first. Yeah.
Yes, because people don't know how to use a shapewear.
Yeah.
Even if the category was small, the business, I didn't see it becoming as large then, but I knew these people are going to come together beautifully, so I backed them.
अगर आप सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछ सकते हो एक फाउंडर को to decide in 30 seconds कि इसमें इन्वेस्ट करना है कि नहीं, वो क्या सवाल होगा?
That's very tough, yeah. No pitch has lasted for 30 seconds.
एक सवाल. तो इतना भी इजी नहीं रख सकते ना पॉडकास्ट. थोड़ा तो हार्ड करना पड़ेगा ना.
नहीं, practically कभी नहीं हुआ है. That's why I have to think about it. I would say I will ask them the reason why they are building.
The why.
The why. Any day. Yes. I wouldn't ask them what are they building. I wouldn't ask them where are they in their journey. But I would definitely want to know why are they doing what they're doing.
Agreed. Tell me what do your kids feel about you? कि ये मम्मा क्या करती हैं? मम्मा कितने businesses है? You just launched a new brand.
Yeah.
Luminef.
Yes, Luminef.
It looks beautiful.
I think we've got something for you as well.
Yes. I'm
Yes.
looking forward to trying
Yes,
it. I'm
please do.
obsessed
Please
with skincare.
Oh,
I am
it is my,
obsessed with
it is my,
skincare.
I would say after Mamaearth, it is my best work till date.
Okay.
My other brands are
And
doing
very
well.
quietly you went and did it, and suddenly I was like, अच्छा नया brand भी launch कर दिया.
I was testing the waters, na, still
But
very early.
what do your kids understand कि ये क्या businesses हैं, ये मम्मी इतने सारी चीजें करी,
my
पापा
kids
मामा
understand-
साथ में काम करते हैं.
So
One is 11, one is 3.
yeah, my
Elder one probably
younger
gets it.
one doesn't understand as much. He's just 3, but he knows कि mama products बनाती है. तो जब भी sample घर जाते हैं, वो मेरे साथ try करते हैं. And then he has feedback. इसका smell अच्छा है, इसका smell ही नहीं है mama.
Oh अच्छा.
अब इस मेरे को skin पे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, ये soft नहीं किया मेरे skin को. So he tests products with me. Agastya has been a part of like this whole journey.
He's the reason why.
He was the first person to try our products ever.
Yeah.
When Mamaearth baby was launched, right? So he, like वो तो अपने आप को बोलता है कि you're not 2 co-founders. You have 3 co-founders. I am the 3rd co-founder.
So cute.
This wouldn't have been possible if I wasn't there, Mama. So I'm the co-founder. But other than that, I think he understands our business really well. So much so कि this summer vacation उसने अपना brand launch किया.
What?
Yeah.
He has his own brand at 11?
He's just launched a brand with one product. He's called his, so he's into football.
Okay.
His friends play a lot of outdoor sports. And इनके बीच में often conversation होती होगी sunscreen की कि यार mama gives us this sunscreen, this is white or whatever. पहले तो इसने बोला Mamaearth use करो and everything. Then he said that, but आपने जो sunscreen बनाया है ये outdoor first है. I said, what does outdoor first mean? Outdoor first means larger protection, thicker layer, all of that. So then he said, I'm going to launch a brand. This summer, he did an internship with us where he worked with different people in the organization. No involvement from me and Varun. He worked with my innovation manager. He worked with my R&D manager. He used our laboratory and he created this brand called Sun Squad.
Sun Squad.
Sun Squad.
Quite cool.
Sun Squad is a brand for young teenage boys
who play in the
sun. Don't like a lot of product. So they don't usually moisturize. So the sunscreen needs to be moisturizing enough. उसका SPF 50 होना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है और वो white नहीं करे skin को बहुत बहुत जरूरी है.
How lovely.
And it should give you at least 4 hours of protection, not 2.
They want to play for
because
4.
they don't want to reapply.
Yeah.
It's a brand which is largely built for boys and girls who are active. तो उसके ऊपर उसने image भी एक ऐसे डाली है where there is a sun and there are people playing outdoor sports.
How cute.
That's why I'm saying that. I think he understands a lot about business.
Yeah, I need to meet him. We are launching, in fact, Chapter 2 Junior. The kids wear line. We're planning to launch it in a month and a half. And we've been meeting a lot of mums and chatting and figuring. And since neither of me or Shovik are parents, so we are like, but I don't think I need to meet mothers. I think I need to meet Agastya.
Please meet him.
It's for his age group.
He's going to be so happy I spoke about his brand.
So
to
cute.
You.
We'll call him for one of our pop-ups. When Chapter 2 is doing pop-ups in Delhi, you send him with us. He can just bring his stuff.
He has the entire setup. He's done 2 pop-ups.
So हमारे साथ करने दो. We'll also supervise him in terms of he's
very
okay.
Nice. Very nice. That would be
but
so good.
On that note, this is the diary that some people are scared of. Some people find interesting.
What is this diary? What do you have in there?
I have a very interesting game for you. It's a cognitive behavioral therapy game, which is basically deep in psychology. It sounds very heavy. It's not. Basically, I'm going to ask you 3 sentences that secretly run your whole world. तो मैं आपको sentence का first half बताऊंगी. आपको instinctively बिना सोचे उसका second half complete करना है.
Okay.
तो मैं आपको
this is like a test.
It's not a test. It'll help you. Like you're trying to understand yourself more and you're already on that journey. ये आपको और करीब ला सकता है.
Okay.
अपने आप से.
Okay.
You know. And I'll explain to you कि हर चीज का meaning क्या है. Okay. So the first sentence is, don't think, just instantly answer. Okay.
अब मेरे को डरा रहे हो अब आप
थोड़ा सा. Easy है.
ठीक है. Let's do it.
The world is dash.
A good place to live in.
Okay. People are
kind.
I am
confident.
So good place to live in, kind and confident. So what the first answer means is this is your existential stance.
Okay.
Matlab, this is how you want to exist in the world and this is how you believe that people are existing in the world in a good place.
Okay, that people are in a good place is what I want to believe.
No, the world is in a good place.
The world is.
So this is existentially आप ये सोचते हो जब आप अपने लाइफ के बारे में सोचते हो या लाइफ के बारे में सोचते हो existentially आपको लगता है कि good ज्यादा है और bad कम है.
हाँ.
Which is amazing, which is rare to.
I would agree.
To be at this point.
And it is about your perspective. Yeah,
Agreed.
You look for good, you see so much good around you.
Half full, half empty.
I mean, like
it's a choice.
Na, to focus on the right.
Heaven or hell. I had read this amazing quote in a book that I had read in jail, which said that a very God-loving man, when he passed away and he went to the doorways of heaven, वो बाहर बैठ के वेट कर रहा था कि भगवान अभी आएंगे, भगवान जी आएंगे. तो उसने जो हेवन के लाइब्रेरियन है उसको बोला कि कब आएंगे यार, मैं तो हेवन में आ गया, मैंने स्वर्ग आ गया, मैंने सब कर लिया, अच्छा मैंने नॉनवेज नहीं खाया, मैंने ये नहीं किया, मैंने वो नहीं किया, ऑल ऑफ दैट. एंड शी इज लाइक, ओ आप भगवान का भी आपको लगा ये हेवन है? नहीं, हेवन तो नीचे था. तो हेवन और हेल एक चॉइस है, आप उसको हेवन को भी हेल बना सकते हो. ओके, योर सेकंड वन वाज पीपल आर काइंड. सो काइंडनेस इज योर अटैचमेंट स्टाइल. So you probably get attached to people who are kind, or Varun clearly sounds really kind. It is your way of forming a connection. If someone possibly shows you kindness, you feel attached to them.
I think that is.
And if you're showing kindness to someone, it's possibly the way you are attached.
I think like in this world, especially today, being kind is also not easy. And when people are kind to you in their own little manners, it just, you're absolutely right that it helps me connect with them on emotional levels and not just superficial levels.
Okay, your third one is confident. I am confident. This is your identity storyline. Meaning, this is the way you project yourself to the world as a confident woman.
This is how I want to be seen.
Yes.
Because I'm not very confident.
Of
naturally.
Course. It's usually always that.
Yeah.
So, an underconfident person will build an armor of confidence over time and fake it till you make it, and eventually you'll become confident.
No, I did that for the longest period of time, Rhea. Like when I tell you na that I was looking for real stories around me, people that I could talk to and ask them कि यार आप जब parent थे, young parent थे और आप काम भी कर रहे थे, आप कैसे manage कर रहे थे? I've gone through like such a tough time. In my initial years, I wanted to quit because I couldn't manage it, and there was no one that I could talk to. And everybody expects you to be a certain way. And that is where I was faking it for such a long time until I couldn't. मुझे अभी भी वो exact instance याद है when I came out of this meeting and because when you try and put that face,
it's tiring.
It is tiring, it is exhausting. And आप उस situation में तो कर लेते हो, but when you come back home, you hate yourself.
And you're exhausted.
For saying yeses at places that you didn't want to say yes to. For saying things that you didn't believe in.
People pleasing.
Yeah, for agreeing with, because उनका ज़्यादा experience है, आपका नहीं है, तो उन्होंने जो बोला वो ठीक ही होगा, ना आप मान गए. For not speaking your mind, for not raising your voice जहाँ पे आप raise करना चाहते थे. And I have done it for such a long period of time because I was looking for external validation. And somewhere when people say ना, but आप तो इस industry से नहीं हो, oh, but आप तो सिर्फ face हो ना brand का, आप business में थोड़ी कुछ करते हो, but Ghazal थोड़ी build कर सकती है ये सारा कुछ, उसको क्या पता है? And I have, sometimes it gets on to you.
Do you feel believing. Imposter syndrome?
I do feel imposter syndrome, even today.
Yeah.
Even today, at a lot of times. And now I'm at a place where I tell myself कि then I took that stance कि यार जो है, जैसा है, जैसी मैं हूँ, वैसा ही मैं world को दिखाऊंगी. And honestly that comes after you've achieved something, after you've like कि ठीक है मैंने ये 2 चीजें कर दी ना, अब इसके beyond, क्योंकि यार when I was taking the company public, one of these investors, we are sitting in an investor room. Imagine, I'm going to pitch to investors. I am taking my company public. कुछ तो किया होगा ना life में.
Of course.
If not a lot of things. कुछ तो किया होगा that I am here pitching my business to you. सारी conversation हो जाती है 15-20 मिनट के बाद वो वरुण से पूछता है, but Varun, honestly बताना, if Ghazal was not your wife, would you still hire her today?
यार,
I am there. My CFO is there. It's not like I'm not in the room. मैं वहीं पे बैठी हूँ, आपके बिल्कुल सामने बैठी हूँ मैं. My CFO, Varun. And for a second, Varun also didn't know how to answer that question. But he said कि सर आज भी अगर मुझे ये कंपनी करनी हो ना, तो गजल के बिना नहीं हो सकती. He said that answer. But that's the time when my CFO looked at me, didn't say a word. Raman, he's still a CFO. He looked at me and he just like he made certain kind of a face which कि यहाँ से हमारी ना blacklist शुरू होती है of people that we don't
want to work with. Yeah.
And after that I spoke about it on LinkedIn as well because I just wanted the fellow woman to know कि ये खत्म ही नहीं होता है यार.
It's no not matter. सोचो आप मतलब IPO पे पहुंच गए हो.
खत्म ही नहीं होता.
नहीं credit तो
even today.
It's hard. It's harder for women.
Like it's just those statements keep changing and evolving. But ये लोग जो आपको constantly pull down करेंगे, आपको in doubt रखना चाहेंगे, they will appear at every stage of your life. And don't give in to that pressure of proving things. It is so draining. It is so exhausting. It takes away
softness भी ले जाता है.
हाँ, and then you try to be someone that you're not. And
yeah,
if you go back home and you hate yourself for the person, like मैंने कितना time कोशिश किया कि I have to come across as aggressive and rude
to be taken seriously.
Yeah, like if somebody is saying something, I can be, rude because that's how I see the men around me respond. But जब मैं घर आती हूँ तो मैं वरुण को बोलूँ मैंने उससे आज ऐसे बात की मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा. And that's the real me.
Yeah.
Right? So why try and change? I'm trying to tell the world that you can be a girl boss in your own feminine way.
You don't have to be in the way that men are.
We are not here to play a match-up game.
And both are different. Both bring their own unique qualities.
And I feel women are far better. They are more empathetic. They connect with their teams better. They are able to understand situations better.
Softer.
Yeah.
More vulnerable. Vulnerable is a superpower, dude.
Yeah. And being vulnerable with your team.
Oh.
Like, it is magic.
It is
magic. और हम क्या करते हैं? नहीं जी, टीम के सामने हम ऐसे नहीं बोलेंगे, हम ये बात नहीं करेंगे, टीम को हमें वीकनेस नहीं दिखानी है. क्यों? क्योंकि हमने जो आसपास लोग देखे हैं, जो कि मेल हैं, और वो एक सर्टन तरीके से ऑपरेट करते हैं, तो हमें भी उसी सर्टन तरीके से ऑपरेट करना है. And I am today actively working on changing that narrative by not just like, one is accepting and bringing out your feminine side, but second is talking about it as well. Saying, okay, I did it my way. I did it like this and it worked.
There's this one thing that I've been thinking about and I want to kind of, as we conclude this episode, this is the one thought that I want to leave you with that I keep thinking about. कि हम लोग जो कर रहे हैं, जो इतना हासिल कर रहे हैं, जो हमारी सक्सेस की सीलिंग होती है. When I was 17, I thought कि यार 1 करोड़ रुपए कमा लूं तो मतलब
I know. I know what you're saying.
I'm just done. इसके बाद तो कुछ नहीं चाहिए होगा, बस काम वाम करना छोड़ दूंगी. And then I thought कि यार चलो नहीं 5 करोड़ रुपए कमाएंगे तो I'll quit everything. वो गोवा में या तो कोई रेस्टोरेंट खोलना है, किसी को शैक बनाना है, किसी को हिमाचल में रहना है, अपना फार्मिंग करना है, गार्डनिंग, ये सबकी कहानी है मतलब. वो जो सीलिंग है वो 1 से 5 से 10 से 20 से बढ़ती जाती है. What is that point at which we stop or we pause or we start living a slower life? Because मैंने काफी अमीर लोगों को देखा है. मैं खुद तो अमीर नहीं हूँ at this point, पर मेरे आसपास बहुत अमीर लोग हैं. वो नहीं रुकते हैं, जितने अमीर हो जाते हैं उतना ज्यादा और काम करने लगते हैं, क्योंकि फिर वो अमीरी को मेंटेन भी करना पड़ता है, वो सक्सेस को.
No, I don't think it's about that. At least it's not like that for me or for a lot of people around me. They're not working because वो upper ceiling बढ़ती जाती है. There comes a point in time when you start enjoying what you're doing.
And फिर करोगे क्या?
And you love it so much that anything else becomes less exciting for you.
हाँ, उतना डोपामाइन हिट तो और किसी चीज में है नहीं जितना एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में है. That is true.
हाँ, the way I have evolved as a person, I've also realized that now if I go back to my slow life, it'll look good. It'll be good for me for a week, maybe for 10 days. But beyond that, I will miss this side.
Of course.
Because your brain gets wired a certain way.
Adrenaline.
तो मुझे भी नहीं पता क्या होगा आगे की लाइफ में. मुझे भी नहीं पता कि what is it exactly that I want for myself. But I know that, for example, with Mamaearth as a brand, I have a very strong emotional connection. Very strong emotional connection. And for any reason, if that brand goes away from me, I will go through a really tough time. And I don't know if I'll be able to manage that or not.
Yeah, I feel you.
Right? So that just doesn't let me step away from anything.
On this note, can I have the Luminaire products and the Chapter 2 products both?
What's your skin type?
Dry.
Dry skin. We've launched 6 different skin types.
Yeah.
Products, moisturizer specifically.
Lovely.
But it's magic.
I'll use it tonight.
I promise. Like,
I
try
wanna
it. Share your feedback with me.
Yeah.
I felt that I've used like a 10,000 worth of a skincare product on my skin, and it didn't make my skin feel the way this one does in the morning.
Wow.
It's formulated with.
Let's do a swap of. Let's do a swap of products.
Nice. We have dry and
So cute.
skin. Yeah, this is how entrepreneurs come together.
This is for you.
Thank you. This is
Thank
for
you. I'm really looking forward to trying these. Like I said, I'm obsessed with skincare, and I saw how secretly you went and used it. I think this is for dry skin, which is
This
what
is
I'll
for dry
possibly
skin. Yeah,
use.
we have 2. One is soothing and one is dry skin. But that one.
And how cute is this packaging?
Oh, you have to see it. I'm telling you. Like, this is all based on. It's only a night product.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
don't
it's a
use
sleep
it during
product.
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works with your circadian rhythm and helps boost, repair and regeneration better. But the highlight of this is look at the packaging.
Love this. It's so pretty.
It's inspired from the different phases of moon that we also have here.
Love, love, love.
But bringing the entire night essence to life. No fragrance.
Odorless, which I love.
No fragrance.
Because that is a problem.
Yeah, only
always.
repair and regeneration. That is it.
Oh, I like it at the first texture. What's in it?
So this has one specific complex that we have, formulated with this Korean dermatologist, and our R&D worked with their R&D. Nitrenew complex. So it's a mix of 6 ingredients, which are natural ingredients and active ingredients coming together to repair your skin with your circadian rhythm.
All night.
Yeah. So for example, जब हम रात को सोते हैं तो हमारी skin पे से naturally water loss होता है, which is the TUL, the trans-epidermal water loss that happens, right? This is formulated in a way that it takes care of that water loss that's happening and reduces that by a significant margin, so that when you wake up in the morning, your skin is hydrated. It is tight. You will feel the tightness on your skin.
Nice.
And it
I
also
like it. I
works
like the
in,
feel of it. It's not sticky at all.
हाँ.
And it's made in Korea.
It is made in Korea, but it is made for Indian weather and Indian skin, and keeping that in mind.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Looking forward. ये भी हमने लैब में बनाया है और ये आपकी स्किन को बहुत better feel कराएगा.
You know what? I'm going to wear this tonight, and this is going to be so helpful.
So these are linen sets. They're really comfy. And the butter yellow one is, you can style it with heels and jewelry, and you'll absolutely.
I am going to send you a
rock it
picture
at night.
tonight, because I was to go back tonight, but then some meetings came in and I have to stay. And
listen,
for
now
those
you know
meetings,
that my shop is on Linking Road.
Yeah.
We have a friend in Bombay who has a clothing store. Whenever you need clothes like today, you go
I
into your
burned my
trousers,
pants wearing so many different levels.
just tell me and we'll have it delivered to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.